So good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to Salle Academy's LSA4U Admission Zoom series. It is our pleasure to have our Parents Association speak with you tonight. And I'd like to introduce you to our parents, Mrs. Anastasia Woodworth, please wait, and Mr. Francois Charpentier, sir, and Mrs. Diane Roman-Worrell.
Hello.
Great. So now it is my pleasure to present to you Mrs. Woodworth. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chin. Hi, I'm Anastasia, and my son is Giacomo. He's a sophomore, and he's on the track team. I also have an 8th grader who is applying to LaSalle this year. And I'm going to preface this by admitting that I'm a better writer than public speaker, so forgive me for relying on my essay. But I put a lot of thought into my feelings about LaSalle to share with you tonight. LaSalle was the first of our high school tours, and we chose it pretty much by the time we left the building. The atmosphere was very comfortable. The boys who greeted us were polite, neatly dressed, and well-spoken. And the teachers were enthusiastic and seemed genuinely happy to meet us. So that's all easy to convey for a tour when everyone is expected to behave that way. But I can say that this is truly LaSalle. The teachers make themselves available to the boys and their parents. And this kind of feedback really lets the boys know someone cares. But even more, it lets them know someone wants them to succeed and excel. As a parent, that's a weight off of our shoulders because sometimes we bear that burden alone, and that battle becomes a battle at home. I don't know how they do it, but I know that my son was a high 80 student in middle school, but now achieves honors. He wants to achieve honors and respects the faith his teachers have in him. My experience with the sports teams and the coaches reflects this as well. The successes are fueling my son to want to be more. Also at LaSalle, all of the boys are LaSalle. They are not the track guys or the bowling team or the basketball guys. They all socialize without any of those titles. To continue this theme of being LaSalle, this school has a long history and legacy. For me, it was the local boys' Catholic high school, and many generations of my neighborhood attended. It has served many local neighborhoods too. It always was and still is serving a diverse body, true to its founding mission. Any young man that attends LaSalle is LaSalle and has brothers here from all neighborhoods and ethnicities. I also want to add something that I find most endearing. LaSalle is always looking forward. They want to continue serving the student body that currently walks the halls. And it doesn't change the basics of the education that they receive, but their spirit is considered. Parents are encouraged to participate and ideas are welcome. It isn't stale and formulaic, adhering to some mold. I quickly felt that as I attended PA meetings early in the year last year. And as a member of the PA this year, I know that this will be our mission still. Also, let me say briefly that I have had experience with public school. We tried it for Giacomo for middle school, and we were happy to come back to a wholesome, well-rounded curriculum aligned with our faith, rather than some teacher tailoring his lesson based on that week's news cycle. I have just 2 more things to point out about LaSalle, and that is within its location. And now I'm partial because it's my neighborhood, but it is convenient to the east side and west side train lines, and we have plenty of pizza shops and delis to feed what seems like an insatiable appetite as our LaSalle boys become LaSalle men. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Woodworth. And now it's my pleasure to present to you Mr. Francois Charpentier. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chin. So the reason why we chose LaSalle is because there's a very good combination of academic excellence and individual education. So for us, going beyond just good grades and mastering all the different subjects that you typically get exposed to in high school, it was important that our son is also being taught about what is right from wrong, what is good from bad, not just from reading it, but from being in an environment that is really upholding these values. And we found this at LaSalle, because for a teenager these days, it is more important than ever to be able to think on your own and stand for what is correct and good values, and be able to distinguish what you stand for and what what are the things that you absolutely do not agree with. And at LaSalle, we found this combination because they align everything with our faith. And, it's aligned with what's in the gospel, with the teaching of our Lord Jesus Christ. And that's very important for us, that this is very central to the education program at school. Because, when you want to be successful, it's not just about money. It's not just about being someone very valuable in your company or people you work with. It's about thinking about, what is really central in your life? What is going to stay forever? And all those material things we have here in this world, where it's all about having a car, having a house, or things like this. But all this is very ephemeral. It's not going to stay. And for young boys growing up, I think it's very important that we pass on those messages. And we do this at home. And it was important for us to find an environment where what we teach at home continues at school. And we found this in LaSalle. So why LaSalle? Well, it's an institution that's been around a long time. It's been around for 250 plus years, something like that. It's worldwide, and no institution is around this long if they don't do something right. So for us, it was a no-brainer to send our son to LaSalle. And then finally, the faculty. When we were there the first time, we were very impressed by the level of commitment, and not just from being a good teacher, but clearly the faculty goes way beyond that. They make themselves available, they care about student success, and they're invested. And that was very, very important. And during the COVID crisis, this came to light more than ever, because the way the faculty reacted and what they did and how quickly and how professionally they handled the whole situation just proved us right. So, LaSalle, great environment for kids, not just academically speaking, but also from a moral standpoint, with a wonderful faculty around them to help them grow and become very valuable member of not just their society, but also someone who is valuable inside the church. So essentially, that sums it up for us.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Charpentier. And our final guest speaker tonight is Mrs. Roman-Worrell. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Hello, welcome. Why did I choose LaSalle, or should I say, why did we choose LaSalle for our son? I was one of those moms that did a tour in 6th grade to start the high school process with my son Dylan, who's now in his 2nd year at LaSalle. And I did it in 7th grade as well as 8th grade. And every year that we did that tour, there was consistency. We felt the warmth from as soon as we came into the building, the teachers, how they welcomed us, the staff, administration, the communication. We were fortunate to have known students that were attending there that came from our previous school, and we've seen them blossom young men within a year, or should I say a few months, when we did our first tour. And we wondered, wow, is this LaSalle? We want to be part of this. When we left the building, after doing a little bit more research on LaSalle and the academics, we saw everything was correct, and this is where we wanted our son. At that point, we asked our son, why do you want to choose LaSalle out of all the schools that we went to visit? Quote unquote, he said it felt like home, which that's what we want. We wanted him to get the academics, to feel comfortable and feel like he was at home. We are a brotherhood at LaSalle. During the COVID crisis that we've been experiencing, the teachers have been amazing. They work long hours. Generally, when we would be in school, they would work 12-hour days. I think they've even worked longer during this pandemic. They've been there for us. Communication, if you reach out to a teacher, they're there to respond to you immediately. Our principal, Ms. Conroy, she is amazing. I can say nothing more about that, as well as the rest of the administration. So when I ask you to look into LaSalle and to consider why you want to choose this for your son, I asked you to look into the academics and to see how they make our young men achieve and to continue to achieve to get them ready for college, which is an important part of their next journey that they will be experiencing. I am proud to say I'm a mother of LaSalle. I'm proud to say I'm a mother of the class of 2023. And I look forward to seeing everyone pretty soon if you accept to come to LaSalle.
All right, well, thank you so much. And just want to thank you all for your time, LaSalle parents, who truly are indeed a close, tight-knit environment. And for you prospective students and parents, thank you for tuning in for LaSalle LSA4U Zoom series. And hopefully your sons will be a good fit here at LaSalle Academy. So look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great night.